Welcome back
to Sanders Aquatics.
All right, so tonight we're going to kind of do something different here. We have a bunch of different breeding projects that we have going on here in this house. We're going to walk through each one we have. That requires us to walk through our very lived-in house. My wife is kind of panicking on me over here because she doesn't want y'all to see any kind of mess. But it's okay. My house is lived in. Is yours? Guaranteed it is. We didn't prep. We didn't clean. We didn't do nothing. We're going to show you what we got going on. We got Miss Tessa here with us here again tonight. She's loving us. We got the other dogs. I'm sure they're going to follow us through the house. But we're going to show you each one of the different breeding projects that we have going on right now at this moment. So we're going to start here in this corner next to the bedroom where we sleep every single night. We got ourselves a school of Praycox Rainbows. On a daily basis, we swap the spawning mops out and we go through and pull eggs. It's a little trickier for us because we got these annoying pest snails in here, but we pull eggs out of there every single day. We just swap the spawning mops out, go through, take the eggs out. We get a whole lot of babies out of there. Our next breeding project, still in the same bedroom. My dad gave me this tank. I had to go through and reseal it. Maybe one day I'll do a video on showing you guys how to reseal it. But at the moment, I have guppies breeding in here. I found this little boy right here one day, and I absolutely fell in love with him. He's got the little Dumbo wings on him, the colors on him. He is just a stunner. I gave him 2 girls, as close to what I could go through and find to go through and breed, and we're going to go through and we're going to continue to breed until I get ones that look just like he does. If you look down on the bottom, I have a whole lot of babies that are just swimming around everywhere down in there. So they've been making lots of babies. So we're going to go through, and our goal is to actually get a whole bunch that look just like that boy. And we're going to go through, and we're going to go through and generational breed through with these guys until I get exactly what I'm looking for. But we're going to move on here. We'll go on to the next tank here. Like I said, our house is very lived in. Don't give us any grief. This tank right here has 0 breeding projects in it. We got some future breeding projects. We got our pearl gouramis we found here not too long ago. We got a boy and a girl in there. They're just living their best life. Took some of my best looking Brashardis out of here. And we got these guys growing out in here. We're going to make another pair of breeding Brashardis eventually. And I got a couple of blue cars that are going to be a future breeding project for us as well. But if you guys want to come on, we're going to move on down here to the next tanks. Our tanks down in the basement. Here's our spoiled rotten little Booker boy. He ain't going to move, though. Well, maybe he will. He's going to get mad at us. So far, we've showed you 2 different breeding projects we have going on. We're going to keep on going here. So, but of course, really what we got in here?
We have sherry shrimps, and we are breeding them right now, and I believe we're doing really good.
What else we got in there?
We also have bristlenose plecos.
That's right. We got 2 different breeding projects going on in the same tank. Having no luck with the bristlenose, but I do have some females that are carrying eggs in here. So our next tank that we got going on, we've got our
Blue Dreams.
That's right. We got our Blue Dreams in here. These guys, I've got some buried females in here as well. We'll start having the babies popping out here probably in the next few weeks here. Don't usually get to see them for about a month after they're born out. And then our next tank, what do we got in our next tank?
Red Kill.
Red Reallys.
Red Reallys, sorry.
That's that's right. We got some Red Reallys in there. These guys, I don't see any buried females in here just yet. Hoping to here in the next probably week or so. Our breeding project that I'm going to go through and set back up again here tonight. We've got these guys here. Bentley, you want to grab that flashlight for me over there? We've got these guys. These are our rams. They had their first batch of babies here not too long ago, and we're about to take the pot back away from these babies. But these guys have gone through and they're bred for us, and we're going to set them up again to breed again tonight. They'll probably breed within the next couple of weeks. They're usually about once a monthers. We got our black angels down here. Like I said, I haven't prepped. I got a whole bunch of algae in here. These guys have had several batches. This is our boy and our girl that we're going through, and we're trying to get these guys to be good mamas and papas. They're about at that point that they should be having another batch. Or about every 15 to 21 days. They're popping out a clutch. A future breeding project here for us. This is a bunch of our Pracox rainbows. You saw Mama and Papa up there. We're going to go through. These guys are just at about breeding age. You can see they're just now getting their cutters and everything real well. We'll start breeding these guys here pretty heavy here before long. We've got, that's not a breeding project down there, not yet. Actually, I lied, because we've got our snails that we're breeding out there here. We've actually got a whole bunch of these mystery snails that are growing out everywhere inside of here. Got a bunch of the rams. We went through quite a few and collected a bunch until I got exactly what I was looking for to go through and breed. That's where our breeder pair came from. We've gone through and we bred our tiger barbs. We've got tiger barbs here. These guys here are actually sitting on babies right now. They are going to be a little bit ferocious right now. We're going to keep our hands away from the tank.
We just did the video, if y'all saw that.
Yeah, they were on eggs just a couple of days ago, and they're guarding their babies right now. And they are ferocious when it comes to them. They've taken their babies out of the terracotta pot and moved them back here behind this, and actually had a bunch of plants in there as a blocker in the tank, and they've uprooted everything, but that's okay. Another breeding project we got going on down here. We got more of the black angels. We've got 2 pair that are actually in here. We're just stealing their eggs when they go through and pop them out. They'll pop them on each different pieces of slate, and we're going through and stealing their eggs. They get a little mad, but that's okay.
Yeah.
These guys are actually one of our, probably going to be our next video. I've got these bleeding hearts not too long ago, and this is going to be one of our trickiest. From what I understand, these guys are very, very hard to breed in captivity. We're going to give it an old college try, and we're going to see what we can do. But I've had these guys for several weeks now, but when I got them, they actually ended up getting sick. And I've been going through, I've been treating the tank. You can see I've gone through and got a fungal treatment going on in there, but these guys are actually at that point that they're ready to go, and I've been fattening them up with a bunch of bloodworms and whatnot.
Yeah.
Bentley, you know what we got down here? This is one of our Valentine's fish. Remember what these guys are?
No, what the heck are they?
Brichardi cichlids.
Oh, now I know. Yeah, they're actually the coolest Valentine's gifts ever.
That's right, Valentine's fish. Why were they Valentine's fish?
One-time mates?
That's right. They are one-time mates. They are monogamous. These guys, when they go through and they pair off for life. We have moved them into this tank. We've had 0 success out of these guys since we moved them into this tank. They were doing really, really well there for a long time when they populated a bunch of batches out there for us. And ever since we moved them, I don't know what it is about this. They don't like it. So I'm going to take this tank and I'm basically going to go through and rearrange it. They just got mad at me because I put my hand down there. This tank here, know what we got in it?
Bristlenose plecos.
That's right. We got some bristlenose plecos that we're trying to get to go through and breed. Got our big ugly boy in there. Got our big ugly girl in there. These guys are so ugly, but I think they're cool as all get out. He's actually sitting like he's not on eggs. I lied. That would have been exciting. But we've been trying to get these guys to breed out. We got a couple of tiger barbs that we went through and we bred out. The cool, weird thing about these is we bred these jade tiger barbs, and there's a couple of these that are just your standards. We didn't breed any standard tiger barbs, so I don't really know how that happens, but I guess it's got something to do with genetics, and somewhere along the line it came originally. But like I said, we haven't cleaned or tidied up at all in here, so bear with us. 2 more breeding projects we got going on. We've got our Hill Stream loaches down here. We took them out of the big tank and actually put them down here, and we're trying this setup a little bit different again. I just moved them about a week ago, so I'm hoping maybe we're going to get some babies out of these guys. I've been feeding them a lot of bloodworms and brine shrimp and whatnot, real high protein, trying to get them to go through and breed for me. Right next to us, and they're all, of course, hiding in the back because we're trying to shoot a video, but we got a bunch of pygmy cories in here. We were doing a bunch of breeding with these guys there for quite a while, and they were doing pretty good there for us. I don't know how many breeding projects that we're up to. I've kind of lost count. Maybe y'all can count here for me. But I've got no other breeding projects going on here. I've got my CPDs that we just got. We're going to go through and start breeding these guys here before long. Been trying to get them to fatten up. They were a little scrawny for me when I got them. We're going to get them to fatten up. And we got our feather fin rainbows in here. Same thing. We're going to get these guys to go through and start breeding for us. Gorgeous, gorgeous group right there. We've got 2 other breeding projects that we got going on down here. In here, we've got our Fricata rainbows. We've been breeding these a very, very lazy way. We've got a big massive not Java moss, but hornwort that we got growing up here that's got a bunch of goop and grime and all that good stuff in there. But the babies have been going through and breeding out in here. When they come out, we're actually putting them in our fry rack. Down here, I've got Tequila Sunrise Guppies. We've been breeding these guys out, and there's quite a few of them in there. Whole bunch of them. Pretty, pretty fish. And then we have one last one that I didn't mention, and I forgot to mention here. We have another group of mystery snails that we're growing out. We're actually growing them out in one of our grow out tanks here. This is our green water tank that we're raising a bunch of our Pracox rainbows out of. We put our Pracox rainbow eggs in here and allow them to go through, and just saw a bunch of them moving around in there. But there's a bunch of Pracox rainbows in here. Green water tanks work really, really well. But you can tell we got a bunch of mystery snail eggs. I don't have no idea how many breeding projects that is. What is that, 14, 15 different breeding projects? There's a lot going on all the time, ain't it, buddy?
It's a lot.
But we're going to add some more in here. We do this all the time and a whole lot, and we spend quite a bit of time doing this, but glad to be able to go through and share it with you guys. Our next breeding project is going to be our bleeding hearts. If you guys have ever done them, some advice would help. I've never bred these guys. It's going to be interesting to go through and try to do. What do you think?
I don't know.
You think marbles?
No, because remember, we lost some eggs.
We did lose some eggs. That's okay. It's part of
we're supposed to have all the eggs.
We're not going to get all the eggs. It's never going to happen.
Okay.
But, so, breeding hearts are coming. CPDs are coming. Featherfin rainbows are coming. So we're going to go through and we'll teach you guys how to grow out and raise a bunch of these. Maybe not the bleeding hearts. These guys are supposed to be really tough to breed in captivity. So, but we appreciate you guys. Thanks again for watching Sanders Aquatics.
Like and subscribe.